Hello and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen. This is Tao. I'm Vivek, Govekar. Namaste. This is episode 26. In the previous episode, I have talked about misconceptions, rigidity as it relates to the Kundalini process. Today, I'm going to talk about something slightly different. I'm going to talk about two martial arts practices. One is called Aikido, and the other one is called Tai Chi. Now, Tai Chi is probably the more popular one. People are more familiar with that one. And Aikido, some people may know about it, some people may not. So I'm going to talk about both of them and how they relate to the Kundalini process. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this is the book I left out. I wanted to get it. This is called The Art of Peace. Okay, this is a book by O-Sensei Morihei Ueshiba. Now, O-Sensei is the title, Sensei is the title, and O-Sensei is the highest sensei. Sensei is the title in martial arts, in Japanese martial arts. You call your guru or your teacher Sensei. So, O-Sensei Morihei Ueshiba started this martial art called Aikido. It means the way of the ki. Now, this word ki, that's important because the word chi in Tai Chi and the word ki in Aikido mean the exact same thing. It means the Kundalini energy. So, just as yoga and yoga postures that people practice are a result of someone awakening, kriyas happening to them, and them putting together these postures so that this can be a discipline that can be practiced. Tai Chi, if you have observed people doing Tai Chi, it's a flowing of energy. It's people swaying and flowing. That's also related to a Kundalini awakening. So if somebody awakened in China, for example, instead of doing the yoga postures and putting those together, that person chose to put them as Tai Chi. So when I stand up and my energy is moving and I sway in those Tai Chi postures, it moves smoothly inside my body and I allow it to do its work smoothly. So doing Tai Chi helps you that way. So anything with the word chi in it, acupuncture is based on the meridians, the nadis as they're called in Ayurveda or yoga, and the energy passes through them. So these meridians are used for acupuncture, and it's the same chi that's passing through them that they're referring to in Tai Chi. Okay. Aikido is slightly different. Aikido is different because it's a martial art. It's an actual fighting style. But it's a different kind of fighting style. There is no attack in it. Okay? And what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to take the energy that the opponent is throwing at you, blend with that attack, not oppose it. So in karate, I haven't studied Aikido in a dojo. I haven't actually formally practiced it. I get the spiritual, metaphysical meaning of it because of my awakening. Okay, so you might ask me, if you're not an expert, why are you talking about it? Well, I am one of these fortunate people that got the meaning of all of these things even without doing the physical practices. Now, I did do martial arts for a very long time previously, but I studied karate, Wing Chun, Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. Practiced those, never Aikido. But philosophically, and because it's such a philosophical, enlightenment-based, harmony-based martial art, those things are more relevant and important. And I've said before in a video, people read the Bible for years and years and years, or the Bhagavad Gita for many, many years. But someone with an awakening can get to that same understanding that quickly because you have had the awakening, you have seen a glimpse of the absolute, and that becomes easy. It's the same with Aikido. Okay. Now, Tai Chi is more of a physical practice that I use to help the energy move through my body. But Aikido, even without knowing the physical practices, what is more important as a use of Aikido is how you employ it in your day-to-day practice. Tai Chi is not going to teach you some kind of confrontation-based system. Yes, there is a form of Tai Chi which is also a martial art, and some people practice it. But let's leave that alone for now. What I have used extensively after awakening is Aikido. Here's a misconception. When you awaken, you're supposed to be this calm guru, never get angry. Actually, sometimes the opposite is true. Because if you're calm, if people say, no, you're supposed to be calm when you're enlightened, they may have an agenda. They may want you calm and docile so they can come and bully you and impose their will on you. A true awakening helps you see through that, and you don't become calm just because you're supposed to look calm after an awakening. There have been many rishis in the past, one called Jamadagni, one called Durvas, who are enlightened beings, but who could be angry or angered if somebody messed with them. So these two are not mutually exclusive. Anybody who tells you that, oh, this guy is not calm, he must not be a real guru. BKS Iyengar, the yoga teacher, would get angry very easily and was always angry if you asked him the wrong question. But he's considered the biggest guru in yoga. Okay, so misunderstanding. The Bhagavad Gita was told on the battlefield by Krishna to Arjuna, telling him to fight, not to keep calm, not to stay docile, to kill your enemy, because that's your karma on the battlefield. There you cannot hesitate, because there, as a warrior, that's your karma. Then you can't say, oh, no, these are my friends, these are my relatives, I can't do the killing. In fact, you become more ruthless when the need arises to protect your process, to protect yourself. Controlling anger, however, not doing this with any anger, and being able to just calmly bat away these irritants and annoying nuisance people or internet trolls that put comments just to irritate you, is an art by itself. And how I managed to do that after my awakening was through the use of Aikido. Not physical Aikido, not beating people up, and that's what I'm trying to convey here. Physically, Aikido probably is not a very effective martial art, and that's not the point either. What you practice in the dojo, you shouldn't be go out looking for fights. The practice of Aikido should put you in a calm state of mind so that you deal with friction and conflict before it arises, before it becomes something that reaches that physical level. And you know how to run away from it and avoid conflict. But if conflict is absolutely necessary, you have the means to deal with it. Now, in the outside reality that we live in, you're less likely to deal with physical violence. Mostly it's people coming to intimidate you verbally, emotional blackmail, mental domination. And you will have to deal with these people. And Aikido offers a way to do that. How do you do it? The best way to deal with a solution, to deal with a problem like that, is not to obstruct, not to create resistance. It is to blend with the attack, and instead of trying to destroy the opponent, try to destroy the tendency. There's a saying in Aikido which says, if you make a friend, you're destroying your enemy. If you make a friend, the enemy gets destroyed. Daddy's taping a video, okay? And you're bothering him. Say hi. Hi, everyone. Say hi. Okay, now go upstairs. I'll come upstairs. So Aikido says, I'm sorry about that. Aikido says, don't deal with obstruction or obstacles head on and expend your energy. It says, take the energy from the opponent, the misdirected force, and just destroy it, dissipate it by blending with that attack. It's a complex topic, and you can get the book Art of Peace by Morihei Ueshiba, and you can learn more about it. But that's an easier way of dealing with confrontation. Another way of dealing with confrontation, when people come at you with all these things to provoke you, annoy you, irritate you, is what Osho says. Osho says, respond to an attack, don't react to it. So usually we just react. You said something, I got mad. And I say this in my post of Karma Yoga, that unawakened, unconscious reaction usually leads to more violence. You end up doing something that you regret later on, and that puts you in a disturbed state of mind. First of all, whatever is coming at you, if you're mindfully aware, should not affect your emotions at all. It is just an opponent coming at you and throwing some nonsense at you. But if you choose not to react and you choose to respond, you do have to give a response. But you don't react angrily. You sit quietly, let him say what he has to say or she has to say. and eventually give that response, either removing that person from your life, removing yourself from that situation, or creating some sort of an environment where that person's actions don't affect you anymore. Once you do that, once you learn to do that and deal with conflict that way, your life becomes that much smoother. Most people respond to violence with violence. They themselves stay in an agitated state of mind. And Aikido is one way of teaching you how to do that in a calm and balanced way. So that's Aikido and how it can be useful in a Kundalini awakening situation or any day-to-day situation when dealing with people who are trying to annoy you, harass you. And that helps with your own spiritual progress. If you look at every one of those confrontations, every one of those events, and say, okay, how do I allow this to improve my spiritual path, to get me higher on my spiritual progress, and deal with it that way, you're using it as karma yoga. You're using it as an action that happened to you, and this is how you responded to it. Isn't that right? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. She understands Aikido. So this is a little bit about Aikido. Tai Chi is a wonderful practice to use and study to allow the energy to flow through you. But it's not going to help you with confrontation. But they're both related to the Chi or Ki energy or the Kundalini energy. So which is why I thought I'd mention them, talk about them a little bit and how they can be implemented in your practice of assimilating the Kundalini energy in you. Sometimes you have to tell knock-knock jokes too, right? Yes. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Woohoo.
Boo hoo, don't cry. So I hope you found this helpful about Aikido, about Tai Chi. Please leave me comments. This is again Vivek Govekar saying namaste. Be well.